How's it going, everybody? Nicky D here, man, coming at you live yet again, walking down the street. We're doing a movie review here on Madame Web, newest movie I've seen, and yeah, it's not good. Anyway, Madame Web, gotta say it right away. Yeah, it was bad. It was not good. So I saw it last night. We're going to talk about just the overall plot. So I am going to spoil the movie. I don't think it's really worth going to see at all. So I don't think you should be concerned in any way about that, about having the plot ruined for yourself. But if anything, I would say, just 1 second, we're just going to go like this. But yeah, if anything, I would say you're just going to risk losing a few minutes of your time. I don't know what the overall rating is right now, but I think on Google it's like a 2 out of 5. I would give it, like, overall, probably close to that. Yeah, I'd probably give it about a 2, maybe a 1.5. It's got some moments that I think are just unironically really funny. Here we go. Yeah, it's got some moments that are, like, actually quite funny, and I don't believe the movie even tries to make it that. So if you're not aware, this is apparently with Marvel. I really didn't even know that, to be quite honest, until like it started, and I was like, oh boy. And supposedly, this is supposed to be in like the realm of Spider-Man. Like, we're talking about like Uncle Ben when he's like young and a paramedic or something. So, yeah, I didn't even know that. Literally had to I looked at it after and people were talking about it, and I was like, there's no way. There's no way this movie's anything related to it. And overall plot, kind of summary. Okay, you have a girl from 50 Shades of Grey, Dakota Johnson. She plays a character named Cassie, who was born as her mother died in the Amazon. Apparently, to like some guy who's like really good with guns, which is like the main villain. He was like 2 feet away and just shot her with a pistol. Anyway, she was looking for a spider that apparently in the Amazon gave some magical properties. That's kind of the idea. I love that also she's like, no one's really ever been able to find one, and she just finds it. So she gets killed, and then like as she dies, Cassie's born, and then it cuts like to 2004. And that's where it gets interesting. 1 second. Yeah, so I'll say Cassie's actress there, Dakota, her line delivery is pretty bad. Okay, even when it opens up to like 2004 New York or whatever, it's not good. Okay, let's just be honest here. It's not good. I mean, I think she's attractive, but that's all it really the movie had going for it. So, yeah, the whole idea is that at that point is she gets into like a near-death experience where apparently she actually did die for like 3 minutes. She went underwater in a car. She was rescuing someone. She's a paramedic, so she went into the car to get the guy out. Car goes into the water, and she comes up. She starts immediately, like, it's really confusing, like, in my opinion, how the power actually works, because I don't find they demonstrate it really well. Like, they'll demonstrate the scene, and then it, like, glitches all out, and she does it again, so you see the exact same scene 2 times, because she, like, the first few, she does nothing different, so you just get 2 scenes that are identical, like, there's no changes. So I feel like that was just, like, pad out extra time. I don't know. But I guess the idea is obviously, like, she wasn't aware of, like, really what was going on, or even when she kind of realizes she has some kind of power, how to use it, for that matter, right? So, anyway, she starts to get a grip on that anyway, what to do and all that. And, there's just some awkward filler stuff that, we could talk about. Like, she gets invited to, like, some baby shower, and it's just horrendous. Like, shower, like, you just wouldn't do. I forget what it was, like, you were supposed to, I don't know what it was, put a name down or something, and you're supposed to, like, write something. No, it was a piece of paper, and write, like, something, like you had a fond memory with your mother, and then she makes, like, this dramatic moment of, like, she died, and I never met her. I mean, you could just, like, you could just make something up, right? Just for that moment. So, anyway, but I get that. Long story short, she meets, like, 3 teenage women that are supposedly eventually going to become heroes and kill the main villain. The main villain is the guy that shot the mother for the spider, and he's got like some spider powers. I mean, I'm not going to lie to you, I didn't know anything about the spider powers. Like, I didn't really watch the trailer. I didn't really know what was going on. And it's ridiculous as it sounds. All from a vision, by the way. but he gets the vision like every time he sleeps. So apparently they can use this like cool technology, which he basically gets from like an FBI agent. They never like lock this down either. I just find that really funny. But he basically just poisons her. That's one of his abilities. He can like touch you and poison you and just kill you. Yeah. And yeah, he steals it, and then he just somehow describes what the faces look like. You know, they have like masks on and stuff. He describes what the faces look like, and they can just find out like when and where. Like they don't even know when, right? Like he doesn't know when this is gonna happen. He's like, yeah, this could be like 10 years from now. They don't even know. As you can already tell from the plot summary, it's atrocious. It doesn't make any sense. Anyway, she finds them and saves them multiple times. You know, it's just a lot of dumb stuff in between. She ends up going to Peru. She's like, yeah, I'm going to go to Peru, figure out what's going on here. So she just leaves. I'm just saying, too, like, they couldn't find out where these girls were. It's only once when they, like, drive down the street and they get, like, a camera that zooms in on one of their faces. And it's like, oh, there she is. Right, now we know. And every time he shows up, the main villain, she just drives a vehicle into him and takes him out. The last scene, in the last bit in the movie, almost died there, sorry guys. Okay, one more cut. Oop, didn't do it. Okay, so the ending of the movie, not well, per se the ending, but like kind of more the last fight, is so ridiculous because apparently she has like full control over the power. And like, they're like in this like place with fireworks or something. And they're just like blowing them all up around her, like everybody. And she just can like instantly know like where the shrapnel's gonna go, stuff like that. Even in her main, and the fight at the end. Like oh man. It's just so lame. And the ending was absolutely horrendous because the three girls never actually get their powers until like basically the last like, only like I think it's a vision that they get them. Like a vision or two. So what you see in the trailers, that's it. And at the end, yeah, then it's her like blinded in like a wheelchair with like some stupid shades on. Horrible ending. Yeah, so I mean, yeah, so that's kind of just a rough plot summary. The villain had nothing. I had no reason to root for the villain at all, right? Give me something. Give me something to latch in for. He was just literally like a cookie cutter villain. I had no reason to get behind him. I've just never been so disappointed in a villain. Like, I just had nothing. Like, what was the point? What was he even doing? He's like, yeah, they're gonna kill me one day. They're like 18. Right? Like, and they're all like orphans, basically. Like they all have issues with their parents. That's for sure. Made them all relatable. I just didn't buy it. Like, I didn't buy it. I was lame. Dakota Johnson there, like I said, that's pretty rough. Pretty stiff. Performance overall wasn't good. Yeah, I'm trying to find nice things to say. I won't lie, within like probably the first 20 minutes I actually I had hope. Right? I liked the idea and I was curious of where they would go with it, and I didn't like the wrap up at all. And it gets really repetitive. Like, it's just constantly just getting in the taxi and like driving away, running into the villain with a taxi or a car. You know, it's just that's not anything unique. You know, I'm pretty sure there was one like this with like Nicolas Cage eons ago, and I don't know, I think that was better. But I guess this is more like super hero-y, so that's obviously what they have to push for. Yeah, I don't know. I really don't know what else to say. There was like the one scene where she initially gets the girls. She saves the girls like on the bus. They don't know who she is. She just saves them. And like the way the villain like looks at her through the bus, through like the train windows as it's going by. I actually really like that. Like it showed like the evilness in his intent. Like he's like, because he figured someone was probably going to get in the way, something or someone, right? Like something has to bring them together in the first place, and he realizes it's her. But that's what I don't understand. It's like, you're telling me that they wouldn't have looked up her information? They wouldn't have found out about Ben? Like, you could find this girl's face driving by in a car, right? One of the teenage girls. But they couldn't look at Dakota Johnson and be like, okay, it's her. And they did know. They're like, yeah, you can't tell me that they couldn't find that information out. And then be like, all right, we should probably go check Ben's house and see what's going on. Doesn't make any sense at all. Also, the fight scenes with him were hilarious. The sound effects just didn't make any sense. The poisoning, I didn't even really know what was happening at first with the poisoning. But he just kept like choking people. Like he would just hold them with one hand and choke them, and it just looked really funny. But then I guess it is the poison that's supposed to be going. A lot of people coming around, so we're going to tuck this into covert mode. That's what I'll call it. Just for you to listen to me for a second. I'm even considering just like putting it forward. See where I'm walking. Can you just hear me? We're going to do that. 1 second. Check it out. Look at this. Alright, we're pretty much done anyway. Anyway, final thoughts. But yeah, like I said, this is probably one of the ones that I think is really bad funny. I think if you keep like your standards, your expectations low, it doesn't disappoint. It's pretty good in that regard. I mean, maybe 2 out of 10 or 2 out of 5. That's generous too. I don't even think it should really get a 2. But I think just some things were really funny. I laughed a lot during this movie. All the fight scenes I thought were really funny. The line, just get down. And like the no emotion from her character. I don't know. I don't know. But yeah, you gotta love to hate a movie once in a while. But yeah, you knew this was gonna be bad. And it is. So, alright, thanks for watching. See ya.